Good day all and welcome to Obidati Family TV. The program na Hope Alive. Yes, Hope Day. Everybody don't see as things they waka they go for election tribunal. And we know say even our own P2B and Labour parties final address don't enter. But today when we come, we say we need to call up obedience worldwide wherever they make they enter into prayers, because you get some breaking news where we say they come out and that news no dey too healthy. If not true that news be, na be say more prayers. We go involve bishops. We go involve people where we say then sabi pray direct, make God hear. This very one, na they come this hour as David Undain don't give one breaking news where we say e no dey too sweet at all. As on I know David Undain, most of the things where we say he don't talk, the things they work. So this time around, David don't tweet something, and whenever he tweet, they just in they explain the thing as no be say somebody wey get where we say no go verify information. He know they bring something where we say no dey straight. But I go get to all the things where we say don't even present, where we say we see as he take go. But first, make I start with waiting in tweet where we say now breaking news na e be. Now, David Undain in tweet say then gets one kind as on I see am for the screen. He says this source has never told me anything untrue before. Now from David Undain post, on if you go visit in Twitter page, make on see am, make you no be say we for Obidati Family TV they carry news wey no be true, no be like that. We they carry am at the thing come and we they check the source where it come. I repeat, he say this source has never told me anything untrue before. I hope this will be the first time he is telling me something that is untrue, because if not, now so it take put am. Now, if we go up for waiting that person tell am, where we they talk about, where they scary, that very something. Now today, he tweeted, no be saying yesterday. He said the president just rose from a meeting with Governor Ozodimma, DG SSS, Chairman ICPC, and instructed to go after the tribunal judges, including the lawyers of Atiku and P2B. Now, so the person take Chatham and he said, please, I heard this from a reliable source. This something just dey happen. It just dey break. Before we go for the waiting people they talk for under, I want make I explain certain things for now. The things we be say I won't explain. And now about 2 days ago, we hear something where be say whether not true or no be true. They never talk say na lie from the person where then they talk about. They talk say Justice will go, saying one resign. We carry and come out. We can either confirm nor deny. The only person where don't talk for the matter will look somehow credible. Now person where then talk say na secretary for the Presidential Election Tribunal panel. Now the person talk say na false. But guess what? Just you go still there alive and in get Twitter handle and in get people what we say they feel raise press statement for them. But nothing happened. But when I talked that yesterday when we bring that news, I talk say nothing will be say no smoke without fire. Then this one can't drop like say something just explode. Now, this very one, if David Undain talk, we pay attention. Now make we go to waiting people they talk for that very same Twitter space. Make we see as people talk before we go come back to the subject again. We get this one from Alok Kewi. He talk say Bola Ahmed Tinubu won through Nigeria by force. He will be disqualified. Now so Alokowe take talk for him own. Then we get where Amy, where talk her own, she talk say, these people should not underestimate the power of the common man. They will be surprised at how powerful the common man can be when he believes in something and wants to see it to the end. Now so where Amy take talk for her own. All these people, now obedience will be say, this thing they touch them, and they know say, if it be true, because whom they know they post anything will be saying no they sure of. Then we get this brother bar, he talk say, these 5 we finish what they started. No amount of intimidation, black magic, white magic, blackmail, coercion, bribery, juju, etc. will work. Justice is demanded. Justice must be served. Otherwise, monkey go market. We know say they talk, our people they talk say, if it no come back again. Then we get this one from Ogowia. In talk say, judiciary, you will need to change the Constitution of Nigeria and the Electoral Act of 2022 to untie Bola Ahmed Tinubu of multi-dimensional ropes for disqualification. Whether you collect billions of naira from a Guinean Tinubu, go ahead to enable a foreign criminal to destroy our country. Now, so intake talk, in con list, many things will be say they go on for the tribunal where then they hold against Bola Tinubu. They talk about the 460,000 for future where they there. They talk about Fort Chicago certificate. They talk about NYSC certificate where be a dekunle. Then he get the NYSC exemption letter where they come mention. Then he said number 5, invalid vice president nomination that invalidated Tinubu's candidacy. It took 14 days replacement window elapsed after Masari withdrew his candidacy. He said referred to section 33 of the Electoral Act. Failing to declare or being a citizen of Guinea on EC9, that is that form for INEC. He said Tinubu committed perjury. We all know having an expired passport does not invalidate someone's citizenship status as alleged by criminal APC lawyers. 7. Have you ever presented for certificate to INEC? If yes, give details. Or no, he said Tinubu tick number no on EC9 form for INEC, but he has submitted multiple voice certificates to INEC, another perjury. He took many things. Say, Presidential Election Tribunal judges, we are with you. With you and Peter Obi, we can build a new Nigeria. Yes, we can. Any evil person trying to blackmail you people with money given to you in the past is making an effort in futility. We do not care about your past. We demand justice now. So now so our people decide, then they talk about demanding justice. Then he continue to say that judges have conscience to dispense justice. Please, judges, do not sell your conscience for money like some universities, rubbish professors with rubbish abilities who sold their conscience for money to rig presidential election. Now, make we go back to as David Hundeyin talk this very particular thing. Now, why would they take David Hundeyin serious? Some people go say, why? Now, another fake news don't come out. Now, we no go fit classify him as fake news because now the same person will be David Hundeyin. Now, him bring to our attention that particular Chicago State University certificate. Now, him be the person will be say, he come for our show. We get that discussion. We say, make him explain to us. He can explain, say, he send letters go for that very place and then give them those documents. Though that very drug case and this matter don't take, but now be the person will be saying, now real investigative journalist will be say, him bring out in time, investigate them, confirm and say this thing na true, e be. Now so it so if David Hundeyin talk or if he tweet something, we they take him serious because David Hundeyin no they just come out begin the talk again. When I go recall last week, in tweet say a disaster fit happen for Nigerian airport anytime. Say people go die. Say something won't happen. Now so he take Twitter and say make people go read. Say something they happen for aviation for Nigeria. Now so a person he said in case you missed it, the story he said put the story. If you go for David Hundeyin's tweet, you go see and say passenger alert. Then after when he talk those things. Now, on see say in tweet again. Following yesterday's exclusive report on his own West African week, the NCAA has suspended Max Air Limited, the entire Boeing 737 fleet, specifically citing the fuel contamination issue as one of the 4 major infractions. Now, why are we bringing all of this thing? Why would they bring and be say, if you dey in talk, not be only us they take them serious. Even if aviation people take them serious, if the aerospace people take them serious, now be say in they dig deep into his own investigation. So David Hundeyin come our place, come tell us how things take happen. Even this one where he tweet, we try to reach him, make we for tell him say, hi, this thing where you tweet, make you tell us who bring am. But you know say David go protect the person wey be say he give am information, but nonetheless he talk am for the tweet directly say the person wey be say he send this very information dey very credible, very very credible, and na person wey be say he don come for our show many times and we dey get discussions wey get meaning with am, so we suppose take am serious. Now, outside of this very one, so before I go outside of this one anyway, I want to encourage our people, because they mention say P2B's lawyers they involved for waiting them tell DG, DSS and ICPC Oga, make them go dig their past, bring dirty. We know they're interested for your past. Now judges are the tell now. Nigerians know they're interested. Anything where you don't do before, we forgive you. We will be Nigerians. We dey over, and even if we know reach 200 million, at least 100 million Nigeria there for my back. Then they tell you say anything where you do before where government wanted prosecute you, or where they want talk say they want expose you, we will be Nigerians where reach like 100 million where they follow P2B, and even the people from Atiku side join, we talk say we go forgive you. Now so we tell you, Nigerians go forgive you, but make you follow the right of justice. Make you do justice to this matter. Make you not try liberate Nigeria for this kind wahala where we say we enter. So now so I want to talk. And then for the lawyers of P2B and the Atiku where they talk say make them go begin the chase after. I know say on a be senior advocate, so nobody fit advocate for na again. Even if na another person go advocate for na, it go be another people wey be say they know the chase wey be another senior advocate. So make una no fear, make una follow the thing as e take be. If anybody talk, make una no fear, make una talk. If any DSS person or ICPC people come call una for phone, come ask on anything, make una let us know, make we bring them out, make Nigerians know. So this one, as he take come, now so we they take bring them out. As David Hundeyin take talk, now we they bring them out. No be we manufacture them, no be we talk say we go see them or follow and do meeting where they give these people order. No. Now waiting them tweet we bring out, we just encourage the judges say, if not true this thing be, make them know say come to ram. Now be that one. Then to continue for where David Hundeyin dey, I still want tell on us say we they take anything where he talk serious. And to talk about that one, on I know say the other day he goes Zimbabwe, then come carry and come put am for one place, in come they tweet am everywhere, say then carry and go put for one kind place, so say they smell as in they travel to go there. Waiting whether na they get any connection with Nigerian people, because David na investigation in they do. They think say won't come Zimbabwe may come do investigation, because I wonder why. Make I just give on the thing as he there for screen now, as he take talking by himself. He said, I wasn't aware that it is a standard operating procedure in Zimbabwe for the country's Minister of Information to tweet the asylum status of a foreigner. But since you have resorted to telling half-truths, perhaps you should mention to your audience that I came into Zimbabwe with this valid Ghanaian refugee passport, which I have used to travel extensively over the world for 2 years. I am sure you saw the valid UK visa inside it. I'm also sure that you saw the numerous entry and exit stamps inside it, belonging to multiple jurisdictions inside and outside Africa. Only in Zimbabwe have I ever witnessed traveling traveling with this document, you might also want to share with your audience. You might also want to share with your audience that I put a call through to the Zimbabwe embassy in Accra before I traveled to confirm that I did not need a visa, and that I was expressly advised that as long as the airline was happy to recognize the travel document, I will have no problem coming to Zimbabwe visa-free. I know this despicable Twitter stunt of yours does not represent the behavior of the generality of Zimbabweans, many of whom I have had as dear friends since university 15 years ago. So I will not hold it against Zimbabwe. For experience, I know that it is possible for a great country to be held captive by a criminal political elite who lack legitimacy. Whatever you thought you achieved by doing this, I assure you that you should have completed the job yesterday, because you will not like what happens next. That is coming from the tweet of David Undein, and he positioned the passport in question. Now, he get other things where we say, why are they bring this thing? I wanted them, that man will be the Zimbabwean information minister will tweet that thing. It begin editing way in tweet. Just they talk about the status, that is the revenue status, the refugee status of David Undein. But he forgot that David had actually had an interview directly after he had that very refugee status, when he ran away from Nigeria and went to Ghana. He held an interview where he clearly expressed his status, where he made it known to the world. So what the Zimbabwean information minister was coming was not new. He think he just want to cast David Undein, but we will show you that very video where David made it clear in an interview that he's a refugee and it is not a big news. Let's take a listen to what David Undein had to say.
The feedback you received, you're saying that it's positive, but I want to know, is it a thing where, or some of the comments towards you, where your safety is something that you should be worried about?
I mean, so at the time the article was published, I was actually holed up in a safe house. So I guess it's okay to reveal this now. So I guess this is your big exclusive. So for most of the past 3 years, my whereabouts have been a mystery, and I have moved around quite a bit. But for much of that time, I was in a safe house in Accra, which was operated by an organization known as WAJSIC. That's the Whistleblowers and Journalists Safety International Council. It's run by a Ghanaian journalist and a good friend of mine called Anas Aremeyaw Anas. So he actually took me under his protection. So, and the Ghanaian government was also really good to me, which is part of the reason why I'm here today, still alive. So when that particular story was published, at that time I was actually in Ghana. I was actually in a safe house in Ghana already. I was under protection 24/7. So I mean, I wasn't unaware of the risks that I was taking. I mean, I had already fled Nigeria since November 2020, and shortly after the protest, partly as a result of my involvement in the protest, partly as a result of the work that I had been doing since 2019, and my ticket was already punched. And I don't think it's an exaggeration to say that if I had stayed maybe another year, I probably wouldn't be here today. If I was in Nigeria right now, I'd probably be dead, quite literally. So my life has been threatened credibly, which is why I was granted asylum to start with. That was established without any shred of doubt. However, I also believe that people only die once. So which is not to say that I'm not afraid. I think it's a human thing to be afraid. But I also think that what makes you extraordinary, if you think of yourself as extraordinary, is that you can work through the fear. You can find a way past it. And if you believe that your mission is bigger than your fear, and you keep doing it anyway, even if you're scared to death, I think that's what will make your work outlive you. That's what will make your work iconic. So that's what I've tried to do over the past 3 to 4 years. So that article definitely did come with risks, and I received all sorts of threats. I received death threats. I was informed, actually, I mean, I have no way of verifying this independently, but I was informed that there was like a Zoom meeting that was held about me from the camp of, you know who, where plans were made to sort of like pay people to track me down and, possibly stage an accident. Obviously, I have no way of independently verifying this. This was just, what informants brought to me, and I had to take it at face value. But I mean, the threats were credible enough for an organization like Forbidden Stories, you might be aware of it, the French organization, to actually reach out to me and take me into their SafeBox network. So the SafeBox network, which I'm part of now, is this network of I think it's over 500 journalists in about 60 over 500 newsrooms across over 60 countries and jurisdictions around the world. So the concept is, if anything happens to a journalist has saved the stuff he's working on the platform via.
So that was David Hundeyin. As I don't take care, I'm not so David Hundeyin take talk about in asylum status. That is the refugee where we say as in they take the waka as they come out for Niger, they go other countries and the other things where we say they there. So the man from that minister where they tweet think saying won't expose David Hundeyin like say know what they do or something. So we decide to actually show you say in don't do interview say in be this very status where in the talk in don't already do and before. So again, before we move away from this very major story, I want to do small recap, make we for understand. This I beg, if this very particular thing where we say then they talk about Tinubu directing DG SSS and the other person where they come up, the organ of ICPC, make them they go after these lawyers and tribunal judges. If not true, I beg, we beg them, make them no throw Nigeria into this kind wahala. We take God beg them. This very one, as I take talk, if they come out from David Hundeyin, if anybody want confirmation, may they reach him. He get in Twitter handle, and some of the people will be say they get in call, they feel reach out, make them get more information from David. But our own job now to bring them out to obedience, and all the well-meaning Nigerians worldwide, may they know how the things they take they go, so that prayers they go well. Now so it take be. With that very one, I go waka enter to the next thing where we say if they happen to summarize Labour Party and P2B's final written address. Say we bring them all, but I want summarize and make we for understand how the thing take be. So I want begin with LP started by stating that Bola Tinubu and Shetima in their written address mentioned that Labour Party is inviting anarchy by their ventilation of the issues of non-transmission of results electronically by INEC's Labour Party response is that it was a cheap, misguided and destructive blackmail, as they were only canvassing based on grounds of the Electoral Act. Now, in reply, Labour Party adopted their issues for determination, dated and filed on the 18th day of May 2023, and argued the court to allow them argue the grounds of qualification of Bat and Shetima together. On the issue of qualification, Labour Party argued that they relied on the US District Court decision, which ordered that the funds in the amount of $460,000 held by the First Heritage Bank in the name of Tinubu represented the proceeds of narcotic trafficking or were involved in the financial transaction in violation of US laws. The above order was made by the US District Court and was sequel to a settlement order. Now, Labour Party further argued that one of the laws that the court held was violated on was the 18 United States Code 1956, which outlaws money laundering. Then they further argued that linking it up with Section 137(1)(d) of the 1999 Constitution, that a person shall not be qualified for election to the office of the president if D, he is under a sentence or fine for any offense involving dishonesty or fraud. Now, Labour Party mentioned that Bola Tinubu and Shetima in their written address stated that the judgment of the U.S. District Court must be registered in Nigeria to be referred in this case. However, this was wrong, as the judgment in issue is a money judgment. Labour Party also, in replying the argument of Bola Tinubu and Shetima as regards whether a civil forfeiture can be adequate to a fine mentioned in the Austin versus United States. Now, that's the Supreme Court of the United States held that civil forfeiture in an in-rem civil action is a fine. As regards the disqualification of Shetima, Labour Party mentioned in their argument that Shetima was not qualified to contest and hence is ineligible to contest disqualified bat for his ineligible to this contest means say Bola Tinubu no dey qualified. They relied on section 142 of the Constitution, which makes it mandatory that every presidential candidate must nominate a valid vice president. They argued that on the 14th of July 2022, when Shetima accepted nomination for the position of vice president, he was still in the records of INEC as the senatorial candidate of APC for Borno Central District. They also relied on section 35 of the Electoral Act that says that where a candidate allows himself to be nominated in more than one constituency, his nomination shall be void. In reply to the issue of non-compliance, Labour Party argued that Bola Tinubu and Shetima missed the point where they said that Labour Party did not specifically complain about the issues like ballot box snatching, security, etc., but focused only on transmission to IREV. Labour Party mentioned that they called witnesses such as PW4, a professor of mathematics who produced and tendered expert report of the data analysis, and PW7, a cloud engineer, etc., who all came to give expert evidence before the court, and their evidence remained unchanged. They mentioned that the implication of section 60 subsection 5 is that the requirement of transmission or transfer to IREV is a must and was one to attract serious consequences if not done. They further argued that contrary to the argument of Bola Tinubu and Shetima, the blood copies of the result downloaded from IREV cannot by any stretch of their imagination be described as the authentic version of the actual from EC8A. They further argued that if it was the same, INEC would have issued them clean and clear copies instead of certifying the copies, certifying copy blank, blood, unreadable images, still on non-compliant that they mentioned. Now, coming on this thing that they have provided substantial evidence establishing their case, while Bola Tinubu and Shetima did not rebut any, they also made reference to the assurances given by INEC about live transmission. Transmission as corroborated by the evidence in a pertinent form in Exhibit PCK2. As regards the FHC case, that is Federal High Court case, which was heavily relied on by Bola Tinubu and Shetima, mentioned that the decision of the court is inferior to and is deemed to have been overruled by the Supreme Court in Oyetola versus INEC, where the court held that the BVAS is to be used to scan the complete result from EC8A and transmit or upload the scanned copy of the polling unit result to the collation system and on the INEC result viewing portal. LP also mentioned that the self-serving glitch excuse is not a valid justification violation of the Electoral Act. They also mentioned that a significant highlight of the expert data analysis produced by PW4 upon a proper and accurate computation of the result on the Rivers and Benue State showed that the petitioners, which is the LP, won in those states. Finally, Labour Party argued that the return of Bola Tinubu and Shettima violates the mandatory provisions in the section 134 2B of the 1999 Constitution. They started by inviting the court to consider section 299 of the Constitution and stated the following. A. 25% votes in FCT is an additional stand-alone requirement. B. A literal reading of 134 subsection 2 of the Constitution gives the interpretation that a winning candidate must have 25% of total votes cast in 2/3 of the states in the Federation and the FCT, meaning a winning candidate must obtain 25% in 24 states and in FCT. Labour Party in its reply also referred to Chapter 2 of the Constitution, which stipulates that Nigeria shall be a federation consisting of states and a federal capital territory. This concludes by saying that Bola Tinubu and Shettima defense be the contenants as of merit and hold Labour Party and Peter Obi's case as meritorious and grant their relief. Now, so I go take wine and for there. This one now bringing like breaking down waiting Labour Party and Peter Obi then don't already talk. So going forward, I want to make our people understand, say, Peter Obi and Labour Party's final response. As we don't bring them, we go to bring them one by one. I go still go into the subject of other things when we say if they come on, especially that very constitution, that very particular place. I want to expose some things for our people, make them for understand as the thing take be. Atiku had filed a case in the United States. That Atiku had filed a case in the United States trying to subpoena that Chicago State University. So even when Tribunal has gone that they are trying to resolve the judgment because all the matters are before them now. So they are trying, but Atiku has continued to go in America. Both of them, Tinubu and Atiku, are battling it out in American court. That is what I want to bring. Atiku moves as INEC details confirm. So the PDP presidential candidate filed a motion seeking further document from President Bola Tinubu, that is the Chicago State University, as other things take be, because during that time they supposed to do them. Atiku was reported to have filed a new petition in July 11 this month before the U.S. court, seeking further details of the academic record of Tinubu at the Chicago State University. The former vice president, that is Atiku, saw these documents through his counsel, where then they call Angela M. Liu. According to the Daily Trust, when we say report this thing, he said Atiku is seeking. What he's seeking include the admission and acceptance of Tinubu at the university, like the Chicago State University, the dates of attendance, how intake worker enter that very university. Now for court now, then don't they compel and make him for bring all those things. Other documents include the degree, the award, the honor, everything will be say he attend while he was a student at that very university, among others. The article also told the court through his counsel for US, the subpoena was to test of the truth and veracity of his assertions in Nigeria. Everything wey be say Tinubu talk about Chicago State University, when he give INEC, when he present for court, Atiku don't go for US now, they do him. He is currently, as he is now, then call him the current president of Nigeria, he is facing various charges at the court over his election and the authenticity of the documents that concern the originality of his attendance at the Chicago State University. Now, so Atiku tell court for US. But in his reply to the petition, that is on this very July 19, Tinubu counsel, where be Victor P. Henderson, told the court to strike out the motion, adding that no court heard and granted a subpoena to Tinubu. So now so then take that one day. So but the major thing be say wahala, the controversy where they follow Tinubu never end. It just they go on and on and on. So right now, Tinubu and Shetima dey for US court. Then they slug them out for that very place. And when they get on updated on what thing they happen for that very court, because if that very Chicago State University bring all that information, now then go use whether or not the tribunal don't end. If Nigerians want to know the truth, the real truth, what we say they come out from there. Make una also remember say the other time, even David Hundeyin talk say as them go bring about that very issue of what in they call them subpoena, what we said a Freedom of Information Act where David Hundeyin bring. That very freedom of information then sue United States as citizens where they there. Then they work with them. Then come sue them. Now then talk say now until 2026, 3 more years before then go review the criminal record of Bola Tinubu. Now so then take talk no be they emanate from Obidati Family TV, but now so the thing take show up. And we don't already show them for now before for here. But as the thing take be, we hear say that very 30, the reason why the FBI or US talk say you go reach another 3 years, 2026, before that particular information, criminal information of Bola Tinubu will come out. Now because of the status where we say it dey, we don't check the status, say now it go reach 30 years where that case happened, because that case happened I think 1993 thereabout, but they say it go reach 30 years before they go open that very file or then go expose waiting there inside. Now so we get that very report where they come out from US. Then another thing wey be say I wan bring for na attention, that another presiding officer wey be say na INEC presiding officer wey be say then they call Remy has disowned the commission. He testified that that talks disrupted voting in his polling unit in Abeokuta, that is the capital of Ogun State. This particular ad hoc staff wey be say in don't come testify for court. He said he was identified as Desmond at the polling unit, unit 0012, Ward 6, Makun Sagam. He said during the cross-examination that thugs attacked his polling unit and set electoral materials on fire. Now, why decide they bring this very issue? And they bring this very issue because of waiting Desmond himself explain will be the person will be say then subpoena them to come tell court for that Ogun State. He explained that his INEC reflective jacket was even also burnt. Say reflective jacket burn means say they deal with them well. According to him, he said, I was able to escape with the beavers machine only. We were trained to let go of materials if attacked. Now so Desmond, where they testify inside court, talk. According to INEC staff, about 50 persons had voted before the hoodlums stormed the polling station with weapons and eventually burnt all voting materials. Now, some people go say, how this one take join our issue? Yes, because of waiting the revelation where that man bring. Now, reacting to his revelation, counsel to INEC, Mr. Bora, disowned Desmond, saying he was never an INEC presiding officer. Just because of say the presiding officer talk through, say they attack them. Because for there, then INEC don't already go give, talks everything went well for that very polling unit. They don't already carry votes, go give people as they take the dash votes. But they no say this man now, presiding officer, then go, then come give through subpoena, then come carry and come court. And before he go court, he no even go for INEC, go tell them, According to the council, Desmond was supposed to contact INEC before appearing at the tribunal, even though the subpoena was addressed to him. Now, so then take talk. So then they expect to make him come, make them tell him the lie when we say he go lie first. But the guy no go meet them for INEC office. So Olatubora described him as the first to testify against INEC, saying, "You were never a presiding officer. You are an arranged witness, a procured witness, a stubborn witness. You were paid to testify for PDP because na PDP subpoena the ad hoc staff will be say he come there." So now go see why. This Desmond, however, insisted that he was a presiding officer, tendering evidence on the money paid to him by the electoral umpire, and denying say PDP give him anything have paid him by the PDP. Say na witness when they do for the work we be saying do for INEC. So in say in they still represent INEC as in come court because na subpoena will come on his name, you know. So another staff of the commission again during her cross-examination told the tribunal that her polling unit was attacked by unknown political thugs again who disrupted their voting. They go carry results from polling units where be say result no supposed come out from. So people will be say they tender, will be say they dey for that polling unit. Now PDP don't subpoena them, then don't come court, come talk say gbege happen for that very place. Say nothing like votes dey there. You see, so that's why we bring and make we know say the wuru wey be say INEC they do too plenty. And I get this thing. Another thing again, where we say I want bring another section of our constitution, where we say it is very, very important. Make we for look at that constitutional provision, where we say it talk about 137. That very section 137, it says a person shall not be qualified for election to the office of the president if that very person is under a sentence of death imposed by any competent court of law or tribunal in Nigeria, or a sentence of imprisonment or fine for any offense involving dishonesty or fraud by whatever name called, or for any other offense imposed on him by any court or tribunal, or substituted by a competent authority for any other sentence imposed on him by such a court or tribunal. Now, I put some emphasis there. But the major thing when I want to make we understand is the fine. That very fine has been defined in many, even U.S. courts, and it comes well for this very Labour Party's final written address. Labour Party's final written address carry and where we explain them well. And that very one, I won't bring them tomorrow. Make I break them down. How they take break them down for inside that particular final written address. Because that final written address, it really carries shege for inside. Shivers, they enter INEC body when then they go through them. Because that particular thing, let me just give you a hint. In the final argument challenging the declaration of Tinubu in that very final address, you know, they asked the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal to answer one question. Can Mr. Bola Tinubu sustain an argument that he did not personally suffer economic sanction when he forfeited $460,000 in the 1990s? That one a question. Then the question again has become central as the tribunal received the final argument for all the parties where we say it they involved, because even PDP carry them. The lawsuit ahead of this very final judgment due in few weeks. Now the judgment will get them in few weeks. Peter Obi is seeking to disqualify Bola Tinubu as an ineligible to stand for election because he forfeited funds to the United States after that very country's authority identified him as a runner of ill-gotten proceeds of narcotic peddling in Chicago. So some people will be saying they know they seriously understand wetin dey there. But while there are several other grounds being pursued by Peter Obi, all trend towards removing Bola Tinubu as an illegitimate president, a particular section of the Nigerian Constitution has received perhaps the most rigorous attention, and that is this very section 1371D, and among other disqualifying things, that a person shall not be qualified. Now, while there are several other grounds being pursued by Peter Obi, now, among other disqualifying things, that a person shall not be eligible to run for the president if the person had been previously placed under a fine by any court or tribunal. Now, the United States District Court for the Northern District of Illinois had, on October 4, 1993, ordered the confiscation of this very $460,000 owned by Bola Tinubu, who had lived in the US for decades even before this very judgment come out. It don't stay there. The funds in that very account, that Heritage Bank account, carrying name, they say it represents the proceeds of narcotic trafficking, or were involved in financial transaction violating 18 U.S. Code 1956 and 1957, and therefore these funds are forfeited to the United States pursuant to Section 21 United States Code 882A B6, and then the other sections where we say if they violate for United States. Now, the judgment was delivered by that very late jurist, that John Nordenberg, who said that. Now, Tinubu's lawyers, while admitting that their client was indeed, that is, in that their final written address, while they were indeed admitting that their client was indeed in a very, their client indeed identified the judgment, they argued that the forfeiture was a civil procedure and should not come under the definition of fine as prohibited in the Nigerian Constitution. Now, but Peter Obi's lawyers, while citing a flurry of cases in law, even in and outside of Nigeria, said there should be no ambiguity in the interpretation of a forfeiture as synonymous with fines. A civil forfeiture in the US amounts to fine or a punitive economic sanction, and it is also at the least partially punitive against persons whose property is affected. The legal team led by Liviu Zuku had argued this extensively in their response. And the lawyer said that the Nigerian Supreme Court also had defined forfeiture as a form of punishment for an offense in a January 2014 majority verdict delivered by Kayode Ariwora, who is now the Chief Justice of the Federation of Nigeria, while ruling in a matter of Mohammed Abacha against the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Mr. Ariwora cited several definitions of forfeiture and concluded that these definitions leaves no room for a doubt by the court. It is penal and criminal in nature. They also cited a February 2019 decision of the U.S. Supreme Court, which accepted that a man whose vehicle was placed under forfeiture by state authorities in Indiana has been excessively punished by civil procedure. But make I hold on for there, my people, because time don't give us come on for studio. As today be Saturday, tomorrow na another day will be Sunday. I'll come back and I go to break down this very section one by one. All the issues wey be say we get inside that court as it take be inside our final written address where we dey serve all of them. All the whole things wey we say we carry enter court, the matter wey dey court, now our mind dey fixed on. Our mind is set and our mandate will be returned. With that very one, I go say, make una do a happy weekend. Make una stay well this weekend. As una dey jollificate, make una remember say Peter Obi gets all of us for mind, and Peter Obi will pray for everybody wey be say dem dey watch me now. Make una say prayer for Peter Obi and the lawyers, especially this time wey be say allegation of threats, intimidation don dey enter for inside our court. Make we do that. Again, I go plead with all the obedience worldwide. Wherever you dey, make you do wetin, make you for like and share this video. Now, one of the things wey be say you fit do for Peter Obi at this very time, he no ask you make you for contribute money, make him begin the fight. No, now your prayers and then to keep the hope alive. Now we dey here they do. As I sit down here, now my own quota now they commit, and nobody they do pass the other person. So as you they do your own over there, it suffice, which means like this very video, share them, make it go around, make everybody know say you get another thing where they happen. Because why would they spread this very something? Truth fit come out. Now so they take happen as we take no for Nigeria. So I beg our people, I go with this very one, I go say, when I get very good weekend, make everybody stay tight. Until tomorrow, we will come back on a happy weekend. Bye for now.